Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. You'll see right now, huge day up. Huge day up here as the ES and the markets have rallied, especially behind the victory of Donald Trump for the presidency of the United States. So President-elect Trump here, and a big rally, and it could be argued that the rally had started the previous session with strength right at the RTH open and a steady continuation throughout the session yesterday, which has led to a spillover effect into the overnight and pre-market trade today. A massive range. In our trading room here, we were looking for a range that was going to be about 150 points of range here for the ES for today, and we're already at 139.25 heading into the RTH open. So a massive range day for the ES today, new all-time highs and a massive continuation, especially out of the two-day compression that developed from Friday and Monday's trade. So a huge move to the upside here, and overall an uptrend that has played out since the RTH open Tuesday. With this type of move here, you want to see prices be able to maintain those gains, maintain acceptance, for example, above 5,900, and build out with an upward continuation. Overall, this market continues to show signs of strength, holding up here at these highs. This pullback was much more shallow than what we had seen prior, and we could still see perhaps a broader pullback later on, but the 57.25 support level held firmly. Big time hold at that level and a big squeeze here. We could be looking at 6,000 right around the corner. So this market right now poised for more strength up ahead. Very bullish move, and 6,000 could be around the bend. And of course, with our 400-point market structure distributions here, say the 5,400 level here, 58. The next one above would be 62. So overall, to push back through 5,800 with some juice here would open up a continuation towards 6,200 down the road. So very strong here. We'll see if this market can maintain these gains. Any pullback into 5,900, bulls want to keep bid for a continuation up until proven otherwise. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. Here's the NQ, big high range day here as well, 400 plus points, 129% of ADR. Very strong move the last couple of days as well, right at the RTH open yesterday. It has extended into today's session as well. Not quite all-time highs here. This thing is still rotating toward the previous quarter's high, which would be 21K. But looking for a continuation into that target up above over the next several days. As of right now, again, bulls want to be able to keep and maintain the gains at this time. Intraday VWAP has been bid along the way. Right now, intraday VWAP 20,588, so any pullback into that zone likely to be defended until proven otherwise as well. So very strong two-day continuation for the NQ, and there could be more upside ahead. 21K could be around the corner. That would be right at new all-time highs with the potential to extend beyond that level. So right now, working its way higher into the 20,800 to 21K zone, and overall, this market remains strong with this two-day move and continues to maintain the integrity of the current intraday trend. Any failure to hold, say 20,500, 20,550, and you start to see a little bit of a loss of altitude. All right, looking at crude oil, this one's down 3% here today, a huge pullback. One of the levels we were watching here was 72.40, key range midpoint, important level, and mentioned that if any retest into that zone occurs, a failure to hold it could open up another return back to the downside. We've seen that type of rotation happen a couple of weeks ago back down, and then yesterday here, price was holding above 72.40 briefly before it gave way. Today, heavy selling pressure here, down nearly 3% at this time and dropping away from the 72.40 level again. Again, based off of the seasonal weakness of crude oil, any strength could still be seen as a selling opportunity. We're seeing that again today, with the potential to see a bit more weakness toward the previous quarter's close around 68 and a quarter, and perhaps even into the key range low of 66.33 up ahead. Looking at gold futures right now, gold down 2.8% here. That is a massive move for gold. The biggest day we've seen in a very long time for this market. Biggest day in terms of raw range, but also biggest down day we've seen in a long time. This is a 91.9 point day. Huge range, a massive failure of market structure. Initially, the idea was any pullback into about 27.10 could lead to another checkmark continuation toward 28.50, but if you fail at the previous month's mid, that's going to lead to a rotation that can take you back to 26.20, the previous month's low. So a massive failure here, as this market has been trending up in huge fashion heading into election day. Now post-election day, we're seeing a massive risk off in gold, some profit taking, and a failure of the higher value relationship of the pivot range. That could open up a return back toward 26.20 down below and give you a retest of the naked FOMC key level at 2600, which was developed on September 18th. All right, looking at the YM. YM here with a massive day. This is one we mentioned before could have the biggest upside ahead. It's had the biggest pullback here lately, and after pullbacks, this market has had a tendency to see huge G-squat days here, these green bars, which have led to strength after selling pressure. We've had that selling pressure come into play here recently, and now a massive strength, big move to the upside, over 1,300 points of range right now, 1,365 points of range. That is nearly 300% of average. We're at 297% of ADR. Massive day, new all-time high as well. After a move of this magnitude, what's left for the intraday trade? Once the RTH Open comes online, do we see price extend these gains, or do we see a holding pattern? And that's where perhaps an intraday pullback to developing VWAP 43,250 right now is intraday VWAP. That's about right here. We could see a pullback into that level and then perhaps build out a range and try to maintain those gains with an upward bias until proven otherwise. But a massive range day here for the YM as well. Bitcoin up 6.8% right now. New all-time highs for this one. It hit new highs here today at 76,170. The open price was right at 70K. And this thing exploded to the upside here. And that's a move that really materialized after hours yesterday and into the turn of the day at midnight. And we already saw this thing make a move to the upside. Now, again, for Bitcoin, we were looking for another check mark continuation month like we've seen the last couple of months. So a pullback, we mentioned before, into the 67.5s could open up a continuation to the upside. That takes us to 80K. 80K is the next market structure level above, and that could get us new all-time highs into 80. Of course, we have ourselves a massive key range back here, and that key range points us to 92,285. That's the short-term target here, a target that could be hit this quarter with the potential to see movement beyond that target into Q1 of 2025. So big time move here, new all-time highs. It's maintaining the gains at the moment, but a failure here at say 73,350 or so could open up a bit more of a pullback, but at least on an intraday basis. But a very good uptrending market right now, higher highs, higher lows, as this market continues to march to new all-time highs. Likewise, Ethereum up 8 1/3% right now. Massive day for Ethereum as well, but still inside the range. I mentioned before that I think Ethereum has the biggest potential to rally huge up ahead. It has had a 600-point market structure range for a long while, bit of a rounded bottom, and mentioned that if we get through the 2800 level and get a transition day through that level, it could spark a massive rally that takes us back to 3400 and 4,000 above. Those are 600-point market structure levels. Beyond 4,000, a 3 distribution move would get you to 4,600. So this has a ton of energy, and today showing a big amount of strength. 195% of ADR, 242 points of current range right now, and up over 8% with the potential to see a bit more. This one's also hanging on at the moment. Any pullback into about 2,600 could offer an intraday buying opportunity. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.